Microsoft cancels Fable Legends, EverQuest Next is no more, all that and more. I'm Zach Sharps, and this is Free to Play Weekly. First up in the news this week, Blizzard announced another expansion for its popular free-to-play digital card game Hearthstone. Titled Whispers of the Old Gods, the third expansion to the game will add 134 brand new cards that are based around the legendary old gods themselves. The expansion is set to arrive in Hearthstone late April or early May, but you could pre-purchase a batch of 50 packs on Monday the 14th for $50, which also happens to net you a card back. Whether you buy the batch of packs or not, you'll get 3 free packs from the expansion just for logging in when it goes live. And as someone who played World of Warcraft a lot, it's really cool to see Hearthstone getting an Old Gods expansion. That said, it likely still won't pull me back in. My sight's set on Chronicle. Speaking of sights being set on something, it seems as though Microsoft had their sights set on firing developers this week, as Lionhead Studios and their upcoming free-to-play game Fable Legends is no more. Being announced in 2013, Fable Legends was set to be a Windows 10 exclusive, but apparently it wasn't interesting enough to market, and Microsoft felt it was too expensive of a venture to move forward. Overall, it's sad to see Lionhead die off because I love the Fable franchise, but luckily for the developers, Sony offered to help them find jobs. All I gotta say is, good luck to those devs, and I hope they find work soon. In other Microsoft news, PC players will be getting their own version of the popular Forza racing series in a free-to-play form very soon. Titled Forza Motorsport 6 Apex, the game will feature a Showcase Tour career mode featuring 12 events, 63 cars, 20 courses, and 6 locations. Those hoping to cross-play with their friends on Xbox One won't be able to in the near future, although Xbox marketing boss Aaron Greenberg stated that the feature may become available later on. I'm personally very hyped for this because I love Forza, but I'm very intrigued with how the game will be monetized and how online play will work because of that. Funny how I sold my Xbox One just in time for them to be liquidated by stores and exclusive jumping ship to the PC. Good timing, me. Good timing. Those of you Wildstar fans out there may have to get your tissues ready for this one. This week, Carbine laid off an unspecified but significant number of employees and canceled its plans to port Wildstar to China. Community Director Omid stated the layoffs were directly tied to Wildstar's evolution from a product in development to a live title, to the cancellation of work to bring Wildstar to China, and to the overall performance of Wildstar since launch in 2014, end quote. According to another source at Carbine who spoke with Polygon, employees were told that they should expect additional layoffs, and they only had a couple of months left before Wildstar coasts into the sunset. Despite an improved sales quarter at the end of 2015, it seems as though Wildstar wasn't really doing well enough for the company to keep the entire house intact, and maybe not even well enough to keep the game's servers online. Ouch. Tired of your day job? Would rather live in a second life? Well, it appears that you can make a very lucrative living selling digital sex beds. Yes, I'm serious. PC Games N had an interview with a player who, as a teenager from Portugal, grew a massive digital sex bed industry within the game's Second Life. Making $3,000 a week to get it all going was not an easy feat as you would expect. Apparently, there's a ton of scripting that goes into it, and the creator of the sex bed spent 12 to 16 hours a day getting his business going. Pierre, is the creator of said business, stated not that sex sells, but that people are driven by erections. I'm sorry guys, but after that quote, it's time for the question of the week. Last week on the show, I asked the question, do coin rewards need to be lowered or are fine? What I really meant to say was, do they need to be raised or are fine? But I misspoke and worded it incorrectly. Regardless, a user by the name of Miko and Cookies stated the following. Actually, they need them raised, at least for newcomers, so they can catch up in terms of deck quality. As a new player to Hearthstone, the matchmaking throws me with people that have tons and tons of legendary cards in their decks. As a result, I'm not encouraged to keep playing due to losing most of my games. Thanks for your guys' responses, and as always, make sure to leave your answer to this week's question down below, and maybe, just maybe, you'll be featured in next week's episode. This week's question is, have you ever made money by playing an MMO? If so, which one and how? Personally, I have made over $1,000 off of selling and power leveling World of Warcraft accounts back in the day. With some systems added, this is no longer possible, but back then I had no job and no way to earn a normal income because of my age, so I had to pay for my subs somehow, right? Last up in the news this week, for those of you who are waiting for EverQuest Next, the wait is now over, but for a bad reason. The game has been cancelled. President of Daybreak game company Russell Shank stated in the official announcement that in the case of EverQuest Next, we accomplished incredible feats that astonished industry insiders. Unfortunately, as we put together the pieces, we found that it just wasn't fun, end quote. This announcement also comes with the news that EverQuest Landmark will be moving to the buy-to-play model, being sold at $10 instead of being free-to-play as it originally was going to be. I think I can really conclude all of this by saying, I don't think those industry insiders were astonished because of feats, but instead of how much of a train wreck Daybreak has become since departing from Sony. This just happened to be collateral damage of said train wreck. You know what isn't a train wreck though? Giveaways, of course. Be sure to head on over to our giveaways page, bookmark it, and check it daily to ensure you never miss one. As for myself, signing out until next week's show, which will hopefully not be as depressing as this one was, my name is Zach Sharps, and I'll catch you guys next time.